Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Abila. I will tell you about program evaluation. The first one, I will tell you about what is program evaluation. Program evaluation is a systematic collection and analysis of all relevant information necessary to promote the improvement of a curriculum and assess its effectiveness within the context of the particular institution involved. Purposes for the information, the promotion of improvement, and the assessment of effectiveness. Jadi sistem evaluasi ini adalah sebuah analisis pengumpulan data yang ditujukan untuk perbaikan kurikulum serta penilaian terhadap keefektivitasannya. And there are three approaches of program evaluation. The first one is testing, second, measurement, and third is evaluation. Testing is procedures that are based on tests, whether they be criterion reference of norm reference in nature. Testing ini adalah prosedur-prosedur yang didasarkan pada pengujian, baik yang bersifat acuan kriteria ataupun acuan norma. And next is measurement, more broadly to include testing, but also other types of measurement that result in quantitative data such as attendance record, questionnaires, teacher rating of students, and so forth. Jangkauan dalam measurement lebih luas daripada testing, tidak hanya tentang norma dan kriteria, tapi juga mengenai penilaian data yang bersifat kuantitatif seperti catatan kehadiran, angket, penilaian guru terhadap siswa, dan sebagainya. And the last but not least is evaluation. Includes all kinds of testing and measurement, as well as other types of information, some of which may be more qualitative in nature. Evaluasi ini mencakup dari semua jenis pengujian, mulai dari measurement dan testing, tapi lebih bersifat ke penilaian secara kualitatif atau attitudes, kecakapan siswa, seperti itu. And next I will explain to you about product-oriented approaches. This product is focus of the evaluation is on the goals and instructional objectives with the purpose of determining whether they have been achieved, or in other words, product-oriented evaluation is focused on the final product of an assignment like an essay and offers a grade only for that. This product-oriented evaluation fokus pada evaluasi yang bertujuan untuk menentukan apakah tujuan dari pembelajaran tersebut sudah tercapai atau belum. There are 8 phases of curriculum evaluation. The first one, direct and indirect involvement of the total school community, and second, formation of a cohesive model of broad goals and specific objectives, and third, translation of specific objectives into communicable form, and then instrumentation necessary for furnishing measures following inference about program effectiveness, and then periodic observation of behaviors, and then analysis of data given by status and change measures, and then 7, interpretation of the data relative to specific objectives and broad goals, and 8, recommendation culminating in further implementation, modification, and in revision of broad goals and specific objectives. Tahapan evaluasi ini terdiri dari keterlibatan langsung atau tidak langsung dari komunitas sekolah, pembentukan model kohesif dengan tujuan luas dan tujuan khusus, penerjemahan tujuan khusus ke dalam bentuk yang dapat dikomunikasikan, serta instrumentasi yang diperlukan untuk memberikan langkah-langkah yang memungkinkan tentang program keaktivitasan, serta pengamatan perilaku yang secara berkala, serta analisis data yang diberikan oleh status dan ukuran perubahan, serta interpretasi dari data relatif terhadap tujuan khusus dan tujuan luas. Dan yang terakhir yaitu rekomendasi yang berpuncak pada implementasi lebih lanjut dari modifikasi, revisi tujuan, dan tujuan khusus. Ya, that's all for me. Assalamualaikum.
The process-oriented approach. A process-oriented approach strives to move and make improvement. It motivates followers to fight to look for achieving a result by following a pattern. Process-oriented approach prevents people from running the risk of attaining an objective by sitting and resting happily. The followers may sometimes get the rest of their lives, believing that they are settled the path to achieving their goal by just doing the work. But actually, they are not growing, at least not just by focusing on the process only. The process-oriented approach is applicable when there is an immediate need for creating a plan, but it doesn't push people to build anything, neither makes them grow. B. Static characteristic approaches. Static characteristic evaluation is performed to determine the effectiveness of a particular program. Let's discuss static characteristic. This set of characteristics used to measure quantities which slowly vary with time or mostly constant with time. Accuracy, sensitivity, precision, linearity, resolution, repeatability, range, tolerance, hysteresis. Now, let's discuss individual characteristics in detail. Accuracy. It is the degree of closeness of readings from an instrument to the true value. Always accuracy is a measure relative to the true value or actual value. Sensitivity. It refers to the least change in a measured value to which instrument or device respond. The ratio of change in the output of an instrument to a change in the value of the quantity to be measured is known as sensitivity. Precision. It is the degree of closeness of reading with the previous reading. An instrument is said to be precise when there is negligible difference between successive reading. Linearity. The linearity is defined as the ability to give the input characteristic symmetrically and linearly straight line. In other words, the ability to measure maximum deviation from the ideal linear line. Instruments are said to be linear when there is an instrument input and output are constant over the specific range. Resolution. It's referred to a small change in input value does not affect the output value on an instrument. This is continued until both the increment value and output value exceed the threshold value. This increment is called a resolution. Repeatability. It defines how consistent is the output of an instrument for the same input tried again and again under the same condition. Range. The left extreme and right extreme values of a quantity for which the instrument is designed to function. The range is equal to maximum volume minus minimum volume. Tolerance. It is the highest allowable error that is specified in terms of certain values, while measurement it is called tolerance. Hysteresis. It is defined as an instrument showing different output values during loading and unloading conditions.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Nur Aizatun Zahra. I will explain to you about decision facilitation approaches. In these approaches, evaluators attempt to avoid making judgment. Instead, they favor gathering information that will help the administrators and the faculty in the program make their own judgment and the decision. Example of this approach are the CIPP, CICE, and discrepancy models. CIPP contact, input, process, and product key element. The first evaluation is performed in the service of decision making. Hence, it should provide information that is useful to decision makers. The second evaluation is a cyclic, continuous process and therefore must be implemented through a systematic program. The third, the evaluation process includes the three main steps in the delineating, obtaining, and providing. The step provide the basic for a methodology of evaluation. The fourth is the delineation and providing step in the evaluation process are interface activities requiring collaboration. And the CICE Center for Study of Evaluation categories of assessment. The first is system assessment, the state of the overall system. The second is program planning, a pre-selection of particular strategies, material, and so forth. The third is program implementation, appropriateness of program implementation relative to intention and audience. The fourth is program improvement, change that might improve the program and help deal with unexpected outcomes. The five is program certification, the overall value of the program, and the last is discrepancy models. Evaluation is the process of definition program standard, determining whether a discrepancy exists between some aspect of program performance and the standards of governing that using discrepancy information either to change performance or change program standards. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I will explain about three dimensions that shape point of view on evaluation. Michael Scriven is the figure who developed the formative summative model. This model shows the stage and scope of the object being evaluated, namely evaluation that are carried out while the program is still running, called formative evaluation, and when the program has finished or ended, called summative evaluation. The purpose of formative evaluation is different from the purpose of summative evaluation. Thus, the model proposed by Michael Scriven refers to the what, when, and purpose of the evaluation. In principle, formative evaluation is an evaluation that is carried out while the program is still in progress. The purpose of formative evaluation is to find out how far the design program can go, as well as to identify obstacles by knowing the obstacle and things that cause the program to not run smoothly. Decision markers can make early improvements that support the smooth achievement of program goals. Summative evaluation is carried out after the program ends. The purpose of the summative evaluation is to measure the achievement of the program. The function of summative evaluation in the evaluation of learning program is intended as a means to determine the position of individual in the group. Given that the target, object, and implementation time are different between formative and summative evaluations, the scope of the target evaluate is also different. In line with the description above, Ramayulis cites that formative evaluation is an evaluation that is used to determine the learning outcomes achieved by students after completing the program in units of subject matter in a particular field of study. While summative evaluation is an evaluation carried out on the learning outcomes of students after attending lesson in one semester to determine the next level. From this, I conclude that formative summative evaluation is an evaluation that carried out at different times. If carrying out an evaluation while an activity or program is in progress, it is called a formative evaluation. Meanwhile, carrying out an evaluation at the end of the activity or program is called a summative evaluation. Uh, Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.